Alright, where are you at? You, hey, you. Yes, you. I don't care what Lord Eustace was doing. You know what? You are very rude. I was trying to have a nice conversation with your manager downstairs because he wants me to go kill a monster because, you know, we're just a bunch of kids and they hired us to go exterminate giant deadly monsters, even though you have a freaking army and a military base around. But hey, you know, have the kids do it. But I was trying to have a nice, pleasant conversation with your manager downstairs, and you had to just keep stomping around up here in your giant boots. You know what? Get slippers. That's what I'm going to tell you. Get slippers. So, listen to that. Slippers, lady. Slippers. So freaking rude.
Can't get to sleep?
I could ask you the same. You aren't going to tell me the bed's too hard for you, are you?
I wouldn't dream of it. I've never slept in a bed this high class in my life. Not even back at home.
And yet you're the son of Baron Schwarzer. You've not lived the life one might expect of a boy from a noble family.
Yeah, that's just how my dad is. A lord should live like his people, not above them. That's how he always put it.
I see. It sounds as though you have a good family.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for my upbringing.
Aren't you going to ask? I assumed you'd be curious about that brief exchange with my father earlier.
I wasn't really sure you'd want me to bring that up. You obviously get along really well with your brother, but I didn't get that same sense with the Duke. Has he always been like that?
As far back as I can remember. I suppose he just has little respect for a son born to a commoner.
What?
My brother and I have different mothers. He was born of my father's legal wife, a noble who still lives to this day. My own mother, however, was a commoner, and she passed away 8 years ago. In other words, I am his bastard son.
I had no idea. So, was that chef we met earlier?
He's my uncle, on my mother's side. Perhaps that's why he's always been so good to me. Or perhaps he's simply compelled to treat me as I deserve to be treated, being the son of the Duke.
No, that can't be. I don't blame you for being a little cynical, but there's no need to be quite so hard on yourself.
I suppose you're right.
I'm sure you have your differences, but you do get along with your brother, right?
You could say that. He's treated me well ever since I was taken in 8 years ago. He was the one who taught me my swordsmanship, and who trained me in the ways of court etiquette.
I knew it.
Pardon?
There's just something honest, I guess you could say, about the way you fight. It shows that whoever taught you was someone you really trusted. When we first met him this afternoon, I had a hunch he might have been the one. What's wrong?
Nothing at all. You just keep reminding me how unlike a noble you truly are.
I get that a lot.
Is your injury from this afternoon on the mend?
It's fine, honestly. There's no pain, and the wound's closed up like it was never there. I'll have to be sure to thank Emma's grandmother for her help someday.
That's good to hear. Still, from where I stand, you are something of a danger to yourself.
I am?
On the day of the entrance ceremony, when the trapdoor opened beneath us, you acted instantly to protect Elisa. There wasn't even a moment's hesitation.
Ah.
In most cases, one would reflexively act to protect himself. It's part of man's natural survival instinct. Yet you put another before yourself, not even pausing to question the validity of that decision. And you did exactly the same thing with us today. I'm sure most people would see that as an act of selflessness and sing your praises for it. But to me, it comes across as abnormal, perhaps even twisted.
I don't know how to respond to that. I wasn't expecting you to see through me quite so clearly.
Well, I owed you as much for having seen through me first. Still, the point stands. You need to be more cognizant of the effects your actions have on those around you. If not for your health, then for your reputation. That selflessness of yours can just as easily be perceived as arrogance, after all.
I know it can, and you're not the first person to tell me that. What's the point in saving others if you can't spare even a moment to save yourself? That's what my old master always used to say to me.
Was it now? I suppose we both have some things we need to work through.
Yeah, but for now, we need to get a good night's sleep. If we stay up too late tonight, we're going to be dead to the world tomorrow, and that wouldn't be fair to the others.
I agree, it wouldn't be fair. To the girls, at least. I'd hate to be so tired as to limit my potential.
Hear, hear. Good night, Eustace.
Pleasant dreams.
Here is the envelope Lord Rufus entrusted to me. Please take it and study its contents well. Received Field Study Envelope May. Thank you. Much appreciated. If you'll excuse me then, should you require anything further, please do not hesitate to let me know. Alright, let's see what my brother's given us for today. Yeah, I'm kinda anxious. Field Study Day 2 Assigned Tasks. We have received word that a dangerous monster roams the northern Croydon Highway. This is bad news for our hotel, so may I ask someone to please take care of it. The stone bridge leading towards Keldrick on the northern Croydon Highway. I'd like to request someone's help in gathering a number of ingredients I need to make a particularly nostalgic dish. For more details, come find me at Sorciere, a restaurant in the Central Plaza. Another well-balanced assortment. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Rufus had predicted what happened yesterday from the very start. You're saying he intended to give us a first-hand look at the problems between the nobles and the commoners? If that's true, I'm impressed. His reputation is well earned. Sure seems that way. I believe that's enough talk about my brother. We have only one day left before we must depart on our return voyage to Trista. We should set out as...
Eustace Albarea.
What is it, Machius Regnitz?
I will accept no more failures. Today, we will form a combat link.
What?
As much as I may dislike you, I'm ashamed that we were unable to do what every other member of our class has accomplished. Today's monster extermination request seems as good a chance as any to make up for yesterday's failure. What did you say?
You really are simple-minded, aren't you? I suppose you overheard our conversation last night and feel some kind of affinity toward me now?
Nonsense! I did no such thing! I was fast asleep while you yammered on about your family and Reen and...
Machias.
That's pretty conclusive.
Very well. I accept. I'll be happy to show you what a proper combat link looks like.
We'll see about that. Fortunately, I have more than enough generosity of spirit to endure being paired with an arrogant noble like you.
Maybe today's field study will go more smoothly than yesterday's after all.
Lord Eustace.
Arno? What brings you here? I would have expected you to be at my father's side.
I'm terribly sorry I could not greet you upon your arrival yesterday. However, I have come today in the capacity of an escort.
An escort? To where? I'm sure you must be aware that I returned to Bareahard purely as part of a field study for my academy work.
But of course, however, His Grace has directly requested that I escort you to the mansion. So I would be most appreciative if you'd accompany me without delay.
Father? He showed no signs of desiring my company when we spoke yesterday.
I am in no position to question or oppose his orders, merely to obey them. I'm sure you understand. Though while I hesitate to speculate, I do wonder if His Grace may feel some regret regarding his demeanor yesterday.
But...
Go with him. We can attempt to form a combat link another time.
We'll be able to handle the morning's tasks just fine on our own. Don't worry about us.
Huh. You've come all the way back to your hometown. It would be a shame not to visit with your family, right? Agreed.
Are you certain? Very well. I'll return this afternoon. And though I will worry as to how you'll fare without me, I know you'll at least give it your best, for what that's worth.
Of course we will.
All right, let's meet back in the hotel lobby around noon. If something comes up, just leave a message at the front desk.
Understood. Lead the way, Arno.
Gladly, sir. Please excuse us.
Well, let's get started. We wouldn't want to give Eustace any further reason to worry, now would we?
Huh, certainly not. Still...
What? What is it? If you have something to say, just say it.
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all.
She's probably thinking, the worst is over, and it's all thanks to your eavesdropping.
Good boy.
Just stop that! Just stop looking at me like I'm some hapless babe! Reen, you do know I still haven't completely forgiven you for lying, don't you?
Are you still hung up on that?
And Emma, I hope you're ready to score second on our midterms because I'm not about to lose to you again. But don't even think about giving those exams any less than your very best. I intend to best you when you're in top form.
You will?
And as for you, Fee, I've been wanting to say this for a long time now. Sleeping in class is an affront to our education. You need to start treating classes more seriously. Listen, take proper notes, raise your hand now and then. And stop covering your ears when I'm talking to you.
I can't hear you.
Anyway, we've got a lot to do, so how about we get to it?
Right.
Eustace temporarily left the party. Excuse me, we've come to ask for some more details on the monster that we've been asked to exterminate. Certainly, allow me to tell you what I know. The monster is situated on the northern Croydon Highway and was first spotted by the provincial army. Wait a minute. You guys hear that? There's an NPC walking around upstairs, I think. Hey! Hey! Knock it off! I'm trying to record. Dadgummit. They never listen to me. That's gonna drive me freaking batty. Alright, anyway. The report described it as resembling a large carnivorous plant. Neat. That sounds rather terrifying. Does it really matter what kind of monster it is? We just need to hurry up and exterminate it. Incidentally, you will find it on top of a stone bridge on the highway, which can be reached by heading straight out of town. Please do be careful. There it is. Looks as strong as yesterday's. That means we'll really need to be careful considering Eustace isn't with us today. Green. I'm ashamed of what happened yesterday. I know we've had our share of differences, but, well, He's embarrassed. Quiet, B. I'm trying to... I caused problems for everyone too. My injuries were a result of my own carelessness. Hopefully, by giving this fight everything we've got, we can make up for this whole mess together. I'm counting on you, Machias. I won't let you down. Teamwork makes the dream work, man.
This one's dangerous. Stay on your toes.
Go! All right, let's do this!
Yeah, understood. It's my turn.
It's my turn! How about this? Now!
I'll help.
My turn. Here we go. Silky dance. That's that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that
I
good.
was careless.
My turn!
Yeah.
Thanks! Right!
Yuck.
My turn!
And they're all blinded.
It's my turn.
Okay.
Hear me.
Thanks.
Flames, gavel on my blade! Okay, it's safe for now.
We won. We sure did. And in doing so, I believe we successfully redeemed ourselves from yesterday. Good work, everyone. Suppose that gets a pass. Ha. I'm sorry, everyone. I've been dragging you all down. Especially you, Reen. I owe you the double. The apology. the apology. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. It's alright, Machias. Don't worry about it. If I'd just answered you honestly from the start, all of this could have been avoided. So, if anything, I should be the one apologizing. I'm sorry for misleading you. No. Anyway, it's all in the past now. I'm glad to have you in our group, Machias. The same to you. And I'm glad the two of you were finally able to make up. You. Hey, don't make fun of us. So, as long as we're on a roll here, why not use this chance to make up with Eustace too? What? If you could just be more honest with one another, I'm sure even combat links wouldn't be out of the not a chance. My behavior towards you was wrong, and I fully admit that, but Eustace is a whole different story. He and I are fundamentally incompatible, and nothing any of you do can change that. I guess getting those two to accept one another is still a long ways off. Well, we should probably head back to town, don't you think? Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Eustace should be back soon, too. I'm hungry. Fine, let's go. Hold it right there. The Provincial Army? You're those students from Thor's military academy, aren't you? The ones who come from a field study? Yes, that's us. Is there some kind of problem? He's a perfect match for the photo. How convenient for us. What are you doing? First year student Machias Regnitz, correct? You're under arrest. Don't try to resist if you know what's good for you. What? What's going on? Wait, this has to be some kind of mistake. On what grounds are you arresting him? A number of charges have been filed, but the most egregious is an accusation of trespassing into Auric's fort yesterday afternoon. Wait, do you mean when we saw that silver object? You can't be serious. I was near the fort at the time let me just start that one again, guys. I was near the fort at the time the intrusion occurred, certainly, but I was there with my classmates. If you aren't going to believe their testimony, then why am I the only one under suspicion? Every one of us here can vouch for him. And not just us, Eustace Alvarez was with us at the time and can personally verify what Machias is saying is true. You'll have to do better than that. We're outnumbered. All you need to know is that this boy is a person of interest, and we have the right to take him in for questioning. There's no point fighting it. You're coming with us whether you like it or not. Oh man. Looks like she was right on the mark. Glad I came here from Legram for this. But the question is, what's the best way to handle this situation?